Welcome to episode 2 of restoring a salvage title 2004 Chevy Silverado that had a really horrendous hood gap. The whole front end was tweaked, missing a bow tie, a dented rear bumper, smashing into the bedside. We've partnered with carparts.com to get this thing looking back like it should. We left off at having everything removed in the front of the engine bay, and now we're going to reconstruct it and make this thing look awesome. By the end of this video, we're going to have it back to how it should be looking. Day number 2, picking up where we left off. We can see everything in here now. Randall did a little bit of an assessment, and we're going to take a couple precautionary steps, which is
just a little preventative maintenance. I did notice, if you zoom in, you can probably see that AC belt's got some cracks on it. I was going to replace the main serpentine belt, but there's no cracks on this. They didn't have it in stock, so that's the main reason why I didn't pick it up, and I didn't feel like driving all the way across town to get a new one. So we're going to run that, and then we're just going to change out the AC belt. But in order to do so, we have to take this belt off in order to slip this off the crank pulley down here.
what size?
This is a 15 millimeter. And then down on the AC tensioner, it's just a 3/8 drive. You can see we got some good cracking in there. So we got a new one.
If these things get crushed, is that when they blow?
I think so. These will only go in one way. There's a little notch at the bottom here. Corresponds with this. Now for the fun part. Cuts to the end. We're done. These are like the hood stops, so you can adjust these up or down. So if you have like a weird gap on one side, you can adjust these so it pushes the hood either up or down one way or another.
Doors closing. Opening.
Washer fluid, check. Bolts, check. Wires hanging through in the right spot, check. Trans cooler remounted, no brackets. Nice work, Randall. Get the new condenser in. You can see Randall sealed those off overnight.
Doors closing. Opening.
Radiators in. What are you connecting?
Connecting the transmission lines. Lines here are a little bit loose, so I'm going to pull these out and tighten these guys up. So anytime you get new parts, especially from like a parts store, stuff like this, fittings, always want to double check. So you can see how loose those were, which that would have led up to a little bit of an oil leak coming from the front end here. Install the new hood latch. If you look down here, this is where this cable connects to. The other end is where this pushes into. So we'll just go ahead and get that in there. And then that pushes in like so. You will have to adjust this, so that's why there's a big area so this can move up and down, side to side. So when you go to install this, don't just cinch it down, because like I said, you will have to position it. Go ahead and pop the hood, see how it... Beautiful.
That, my friends, is a normal looking hood gap all the way. You think this hood's bent a little bit?
It might be a little bit, yeah.
Now it actually pops up. Walk up, got a normal functioning hood.
Gotta give her a little chef's kiss, a little Krylon fusion all in one. A little. You'll never know. Brand new.
Brand new, this whole front end.
Doors closing. Doors opening.
So fan clutch will be going back in. We ordered the wrong fans.
While Randall puts in the intake, the upper radiator hose, and gets kind of the front end dialed, we're going to go ahead and unbox our headlights that we're about to put in. This is going to give the truck a whole new look with just having a brand new set of headlights, because there's four. There's the upper and lowers. That's really exciting. Those look really nice. Got the other side. Then we have our two lowers, then we have our corner. Same thing for the other side.
Woo!
Wait till we get all four in.
Doors closing. Doors opening.
It was at this point we realized that the bumper is pushed up into the grill and not letting it sit perfectly in between the four headlights. Starting the process of getting this bumper fixed, we got two bolts, one right here, one in here. It looks to us like part of the frame is actually tweaked a little bit, so we're gonna see what damage we find.
Two different size bolts. Yeah, this is definitely not OEM down there. There's some mods and brackets that have been made.
You need 4 different sockets to get the bumper off.
That's what I call a classic.
Oh my.
That's what I call custom right there. That's a Friday job for sure.
You get what you pay for, am I right?
Hey, you can't beat it though.
Can't beat the deal. We got another one.
Ah,
Oh no. Did you hit that?
we blew her up.
Getting that pumping.
Ugly.
Sheesh, how's that bicep feeling?
She's burning.
And there she's loose.
Oh. Oh,
Fresh headlight.
not the fresh paint.
Oh yeah.
These things are looking a little tweaked.
They're sad, but not too sad. Definitely just enough to mess everything up.
We get to break out the welder. Put some new ones on here. So they sell a kit, or not a kit, but like a replacement piece, because obviously this is part of the tubing here. So you cut this off, they give you measurements or whatever, and then you weld a new one on. Because this right here, being that it's like part of the whole tire, like if you can see right here, it's bent backwards, which this front to back motion kind of is what aligns the bumper from lining up with the fender here. So if it's pushed in a little more, then you get to push this back. I just don't see this being, I mean, might be able to bend it out, but I think just replacing it would be best.
Is this an O'Reilly's thing or? handles
Brand new.
straight as an arrow body shop.
She's got a little bit of character, but it's better than it was.
Let's see how this one attaches. So we've got these two on both sides. We got all kinds of wires and stuff. You got the longboard.
Yep.
So what's the verdict? What are you thinking here?
So we got a few 18mm bolts holding this on. We have 2 right here, and then 1 and 2 right here on this side, so a total of 4. And then we have under here, if you have a tow package, there's a couple bolts on the bottom side of the receiver that bumps or bolts into the bottom of the bumper. So like I was saying before, there's a total of 4 bolts on each side. So you have this little, I guess, U-strap or whatever you call this. This actually goes in the frame here. And then that bolts the main structure of the bumper, which is in the garage. And there's 2 bolt and nuts that are in right here. So these 2 right here are a little harder to get to, but I did manage to get in there with my electric ratchet on that side and got them out a little easier. And then you do have the lights for your license plate lights. That plugs in right to here on this little board. So Chevy makes it pretty easy and gives you this to be able to just unplug it and go on about your day.
So you leave the wire attached to the bumper when you pull it off?
Yep, leave the wire attached to the bumper, and I believe in that new kit you got a whole new harness that will plug right into there. I haven't double checked on that yet. And then you have these 2 bolts right here, which are 22mm, or no, sorry, 21mm, and this goes into the bottom of the bumper. And then after that, you can pull it right on off.
Any of this look tweaked, or are we good?
Yeah, all this looks good. So now we're just gonna lace this bumper out with the new lights.
This did come with the bumper.
So you got a little tab here, and then the clip that it pushes into. So obviously you want your light facing towards the license plate. So that goes in there like so, and then like that. If you did want to upgrade these are T10, the T10 style bulb. You can get LEDs to replace these halogens. Now I can flip it over so it matches the same orientation as this one. So I got some new, different kind of clip than what is original, but these will work just as fine.
Get these on Amazon?
Yeah.
Did you drill those out?
Yeah, just a little bit bigger. Comes with the new license plate mounting tabs.
Maybe not.
So it looks like this.
Randall went ahead and put these new brackets on, couple bolts. This stuff is super straightforward. There's no reason to break it down. Now we're ready to hang this thing. Oh, almost took out the fresh tail light.
Plug it on into this little main board down here, so now the license plate lights will work. Make sure you blow this out, please.
We almost forgot these right here. Don't forget those. You lose a little bit of play and adjustment, but everything's secure now. I think is that it for exterior? We just gotta fix the front, huh? Now we can see if the grill fits.
Oh yeah.
The easiest part of this whole process.
You need to get all LEDs for these bad boys.
Is it easy to convert?
Yeah, there's the bulbs.
Oh.
So much brighter and better for the power system. So much less current. So as you've seen, you can cook some eggs with these halogen bulbs. They get hot real quick.
This is hands down probably the best first mod you could do in your entire life if you never worked on a car.
Literally.
Change the bulbs or replace the tail light. Ew! Looking nice now. We were just about to put our finishing touch, but we needed a couple more parts, so we hit up carparts.com. It was Friday, and now it's Monday, and they're already here. So we're gonna take this back apart and finish where we're at. But those parts that we needed were front bumper brackets that were bent.
So this plastic piece that lines the bumper, we had to take that off because the bolts holding this on are behind this plastic piece. Mine is right here, but everything else we do have to take off is going to be accessible from the front of the bumper. So it looks like these little things squeeze in.
So what's pretty cool is this kit from carparts.com all comes together, so it's all the support pieces for the front bumper. So hopefully we can get this thing straightened out simply by just ordering all the pieces that attach to the bumper without having to order the whole bumper.
So the orientation doesn't matter of like what angle it's on, it's more so just the right side. So I don't know if we have an issue with the bumper or not, but I think there was some kind of possibly like a manufacturing issue with this little I don't know, I think it's like a support for the bumper plastic piece, but what I had to do for everything to line up properly was cut a little bit off. So now that I have some bare metal exposed, I'm gonna go ahead and do a prime and paint. So all in one can. I'm just gonna touch this up real quick so that we don't have any rusting issues.
On this part of the bracket, you can see this is the support bar, little support piece, and on the other side, this piece should be over here, but they were both on this side, so that's kind of why we think it might have been a manufacturer issue or a mess up. So we had to cut it and make it our own.
So yeah, I think these were just positioned in the wrong area. So if you see here, this hole right here is not lining up. And this bumper right here was replaced, so this is not a different bumper. So I'm not very concerned with this being the issue. It's more so these brackets. But if you come down over here, you can see why we had to cut that off. So I need to cut off about an inch or so I can move this over just a little bit so this hole lines up with here.
While we're waiting for the paint to dry on these, we're gonna go ahead and move up to the smaller ones up here.
So there's a method to this, and that method is, well, I should say I don't know what that method is, so that's what we're gonna figure out. Supposedly it looks like down here on these bottom tabs there's a little bit of a gap, so I think what that has to do is what pulls it up here.
This adjustment.
So yeah, once you lift it up, that's what it looks like at least, so we'll see. And then yeah, that down there will do the bolt and nut. How's that looking?
Should be fine. Oh yeah, that made it much more level. And then that last piece will have get rid of this. Fitment is actually exactly where we want it to be. Everything's sturdy. We got both support arms that we just put in. Now we're dealing with this side with the headlights. Fits great on the fender, but this side is a little bit tweaked, and we're thinking that what we need to do is the bracket for the headlights needs to shift this way and will be perfect. So we're going to see what we can do. So Randall's just loosening everything and seeing how much room we have to play with. Definitely a little better. Should pass. I'm not like triggered like I was, you know?
Yeah.
Sweet. Gotta put the bow tie on first.
What's on first?
Yeah,
Get
'cause it has,
bolts in?
yeah.
Okay.
One of the last pieces of the puzzle. Got this on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. It's actually not as easy to find as you think, and there's a certain part number that works on the old body style or the OBS, and these ones. It's a little bit confusing because the part number is almost the same. Got some studs to thread in. Got the other one. It also has 3M tape, which is nice. This thing ain't going nowhere.
Little rubbing alcohol. The nice part about this is it's actually metal. Most bow ties that you find are cheap plastic, so that's a plus.
It's upside down. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Is it? I'm
just
saying,
kidding.
I don't think so.
Take the impact straight to that thing.
Yep. 65 foot-pounds on the bow tie. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, they pulled it in.
Did it?
Look at that. So much better. It was literally way out here a second ago.
Oh yeah, perfect.
That side in?
Yep.
Yeah. If you guys are in need of car parts, make sure you check out the link in the description to carparts.com. They're rad over there. We're super pumped on this organic collaboration. Enjoyed the final look on this Silverado. We've got a long way to go, but man, she's looking so much better. She's about ready to get them dents fixed and get a paint job here soon. If you enjoyed the content, karmaspeed.com. That is the absolute best way to support the channel. See you guys in the next episode. Appreciate you. Have a good night, day, wherever you're at.